artist Shazzy, our lead engineer Yash, and our lead designer Alex, and Martha is our lead producer. She's so it's been a year since we started development on BoltCraft, and just to give you guys a quick reminder of what BoltCraft is a third-person cooperative horde mode game where you play as a robot that you can customize with different abilities, and you are sent to Earth to harvest materials, and you can build fortifications to defend yourselves against waves of increasingly difficult enemies. So now I'll hand it off to Shazzy to talk about it.
So since the midterm, one of the goals we had was to at least just get the third player character model, since it was in our poster. We kind of came up with 3 main guys. He's not in the game, but just kind of wanted to see what he would look like with the other 2, so small, medium, large. And then for our level, it used to be kind of just like 2 buildings and cubes resized and scaled, and everything was that grunge texture to give it like a dark vibe. And now we actually have like various different buildings and fire escapes and water towers, and we have normal maps and height maps and better upgrade from what it was. And then kind of the whole little background story that Mason just told you is like we have these little robot creatures going to planet Earth, but you never get any of that throughout the game, so we decided to kind of like tell the little story of them leaving their happy planet, traveling throughout space, and then they land on planet Earth is when you kind of pick your level to start off with. So this gives a little backstory of, why are they on planet Earth.
Okay, so on the engineering side, coming into the midterm, we were pretty much set in all our features and mostly just focusing on polish. But like our semester goals were mostly to like polish the UI and aspects and like add any of the smaller features we found from like play testing that would improve player experience, and then also want to, of course, like fix bugs and features. So like in the last part, like, since the midterm, we're mostly focused on polish because a lot of our features are pretty much done and we've added stuff going into midterm. So primarily, as like Shaz was talking about, we're mostly updating UI, trying to make it more consistent and usable, and make more our features more discoverable. We found in playtesting like people couldn't figure out how to open the fortification menu, for example. So we tried to like add it to the game to figure it out. And then we also wanted to like add more unifying features that bring together all the stuff in our game. So it's nice. So like, for example, and here's what I'm talking about. Like we have like this harvester, and we have like consistent icons between like, where the harvester is and the Oscar indicator. So the player always knows this is the harvester, and that's where it is, and then you can know you're confused with it. We also have like consistent like BoltCraft style icons for every button in the games. And then we also update the UI. So like see here we have like the resources that we added in earlier in the semester, and we have like the button fortifications, and like even on the ability in the core we have the buttons, so we play always know the controls just in the game.
Alright, now in terms of design, some of the more minor issues since the midterm, basically the level was too dark, as you can kind of see there. Like you couldn't tell what's happening, it's kind of hard to tell things apart. So we brightened up the world. Basically we turned the sun up, we added some light so it's much more visible to see what's going on. There was holes in the world, like you could just run off the level and fall off the world, so it's not good, so we fixed that. And then enemies were getting stuck because they were spawning, being stuck on geometry, and their spawn zones, you couldn't kill them. So kind of fix that up so then they get caught and then walk off the game. The big issue though is the players had no idea what the hell they were doing or how to do it. They didn't know what the controls were, they didn't know what they're supposed to do, they didn't know who to kill, what to protect, where to go, anything. So basically what we did is added a tutorial. So basically right now it's kind of like a few different scenes the camera moves to off the side of the level, which shows you like, this is your enemies, you're supposed to fight them, right? This is your harvester, you're supposed to protect it, it does things for you. These are the resources, these are the controls. So that kind of thing, right? So when you start the game, it kind of shows you these things, and then the game starts. So you've got an idea of what you're doing. In terms of things to showcase, basically, the focus is on improving the tutorial, because right now it's kind of like, it doesn't look the best, so it could be better looking. It could have more tips, like for example, it doesn't explain where all the different fortifications are, so it could be a little bit more attention to detail, and also make the control scheme more accessible. So like right now, it shows you what it is at the beginning of the game, but there's no button to access it, so that'd be nice. And also just minor balancing stuff in terms of like weapons ability, enemies. And then for the demo day setup, basically we have 6 stations for testing. Each game can support 2-player co-op, so anyone can multiplayer with anyone else, so to show off our networking. And then 2 stations for feedback like last time. And then in total, from now till then, focus on polish and then adding up those tutorials. And then things that we'd like to do, but kind of we're probably not going to do for showcase, stuff like we'd have complaints about color blindness, like people couldn't tell what certain things were because they had already been colorblind. So a moment for that would be nice if we had time to do that. Basically fix up our second level throughout, we just focus on the first level, making that nice. Adding in the third model to the player, stuff like that would be stuff that we would like to do, but we don't know if we'll do it for the showcase. All right, now we'll just go into our demo. Is that all? That's there we go. So yeah, there's our little vignettes into the menu system, which kind of hints at a story as you progress through the menus. I put customization first because it's the first thing your eye can get drawn to, the first thing you're going to click, because that's important when you're going to show off the things that you have in the game. So you're going to stick with those options for your character?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so we're just going to go kind of the laser gun, the grenade, the first core, which kind of like speeds up your guns. So yeah, go ahead and go to the next level down. Actually, we'll show the options first. Yeah, we have like the sound managers. Now, if the music's too loud for you, sound effects are too loud by comparison, you can fiddle with those. So it's not, so you don't deafen yourself or whatever. All right, and then the controls is basically just, if you want to know what they were outside of playing the game, it offers it to you here. Now let's go and play. Right now it's looking for servers. There we go. Okay. Load in. Yeah, see, we have like kind of the scenes like that, and then we landed. So it's kind of showing us through the story a little bit. So then we have our map list and our difficulty. We're just going to stay on the first map. It's like so there we go. We have our other two players connected to it, and then they're going to ready up, and then the game can start. And first thing you'll see is our tutorial. If it loads in, there we go. Yeah, so there's basically it just takes like 20, 25 seconds out of your time kind of explaining you like, oh, this is what this is, right? We have engineering scrap flat fortifications, right? This is an enemy spawn gate. Enemies come out of here, you can't go by. Basically kind of explaining the basics of the game to you, showing you what it looks like. Here we have a texture error, so for some reason, in the tutorial you don't see what they are, but in the game you see the colors for the crystals. Now here's our controls, right? We show them to the player in case they haven't seen them already. So then we just go into the game. So there's our harvester landing. If you actually, just kind of like go collect the resources, and you'll see that our off-screen indicator for the harvester seats like the same as.
Is it rare?
Yeah. So he's just going around and collect. Well, as you can see, our map kind of completely updated the map. Like all the assets are all new and custom, so they all kind of look nice and all the same generic building. We have a glow for the core that you have, so now we have a green glow on the character, so it kind of tells you the players what kind of core you are have at a glance. There's stuff like, you can see that red indicator there, that's our mortar enemy. We actually have a model for the mortar enemy now, since they're just kind of the default Unreal one. And so basically, I think Mason here is going to go collect as many resources as he can, so he's going to kind of explore a lot of the map, looking for his resources, which is kind of the point of those resources, getting out and exploring. Oh, another blue, nice. While Vincent here is going to defend the harvester. So our mortar enemy is somewhere in the north. There he's coming. He's a big one. Yeah, if we just let him, then just let him go to work. Basically, they find a spot on the map, and from there they start to kind of bombard you. So we have like a nice graphic for that and a nice sound effect for it too. There's the kind of green gates over there that enemies pass through. Yeah, pretty soon there it is. So that's kind of the indicator that's firing something. Like right now it's locking on to the harvester. If you don't destroy the more enemy, he's gonna knock out our harvester. That's a big deal. So we're going to that little section of the city. We're just kind of there we go. Yeah, we kind of like a rarity for our resources. The blue one tends to be the rarest one, and then the red and the green tend to be a little more common. And that kind of feeds into the nature of the economy for the defenses. I think you could probably build a revive station for the green tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a revive station. Basically, if you die, it offers you the possibility of reviving. I don't know if you want to get yourself killed intentionally, just shut it off. Just kill yourself. Good advice. He's gonna let himself get mauled. So we can show off what happens when you die, basically. But here's some player feedback that you glow red when you get attacked. There you go. Now you're knocked down. So that's in a state where someone come and revive you, like Vincent can come and revive them if you want to. But Vincent, Vincent's still busy right now.
He's a little busy.
So there we go. A for revive, right? So that's basically what the revive station does for you. So it's a worthwhile investment. Yeah, you can build it. What that does, I think, is that radius gets kind of like majorly slowed down. Yeah, exactly. Nice map bottlenecks for putting that down so you can slow down the enemies. We have our BoltCraft holster as part of the world. That's kind of a little funny thing. That's adorable. We used to have like a BoltCraft sign, but it wasn't really visible, so we were not making that more visible. See, we're seeing more of these kind of unique building assets that really kind of lighten up the map a little bit. Cool. Yeah, those are suicide enemies. They blow up. Then you have the range enemies are kind of like the spider ones that shoot lasers, and then you have the one that just died there, the big guy, not quite war enemy big. That guy's the melee guy. Do you have another war enemy coming in? Tell about the indicator. So again, it's making it nice and important because if the war enemy gets set up, you can like massively wreck your harvester, and that'll kill your game economy basically. Grenades. Oh, you missed them. So yeah, in terms of our resources, scraps generated by the harvester, and then Chris will go and pick them up. Well, we encourage you to go out in the world. So like, Mason has to play kind of really aggressively, not just turtle. So he gets to see kind of the, oh, there we go. Ooh. Let's see, all harvesters were destroyed, so we didn't get any scrap that time. So it is important to kind of balance going out and getting resources and defending the harvester. So this is our final wave. It'll be our hardest wave. Oh, red. Yes. Yes. Oh, it goes to laser turrets. You should put it, yeah, you should put it, the harvester, and then you can use it to defend. Oh, let's see, we have already one set up. Make a little pew pew sound and shoot enemies. So they can kind of hold down the fort while you go get crystals and stuff like that. Robo tornado. As you can see, the wave system kind of designed to have a little bit of lulls between the waves as it takes enemies time to get to you. So you have a little bit of a respite between each wave, actually not any kind of timer or anything like that. It's all kind of filled into the level distances. Nice hit. Raid's got a little bit, they can still use it, but it takes time to get there. Fires like an arc. So we both have green cores because both glowing green. That's our special ability. It's important to use. No cooldown, machine gun. Nice hit. And also some other things you know nowadays, make them come out more at once than through a trickle. That's a long-term goal in this game. Shoot a dog in an alley. Monsters. down south. And there it is. Made it through our ways.
Okay, nice job, guys. Questions?
Are most of the world objects interactable, or like the fire pit can damage the player? Or?
No.
Yeah,
Okay.
pretty much aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is the core mechanic still surviving to the end of the wave?
Yes, it is.
Okay. A timer counting down would really help. Because
Okay.
at any one point in the wave, I'm like,
Is it almost
so
Where
are we
am I?
close? When, what?
Okay.
And a timer will reinforce the mechanic, which is you gotta survive.
Okay.
Well, like a budget countdown, because it kind of spawns enemies through a budget, and you can show how close you
Yeah,
are.
so basically you have like wave 3, and you have like, you know, the little bar that is counting backwards. And then you also want to have, you want to reinforce, like create that sense of urgency. Most games will do a sort of thing where they'll, like just before the end waves, they'll have like a thing, oh no, it's big rush before the end of the wave. And then they'll have double the enemies come in for that big like epic
Final
win.
sprint.
Yeah, and it really gets your heart pumping. So that's a great steal. It's a great mechanic. All the best wave-based games do it.
All right.
How do we support you?
That's a great question. Honestly,
It's going to be on Steam.
is it going to be on Steam? It's, as with some of the other teams here, a lot of our team members have offers and positions, so we're all pretty much going to be splitting ways after this. And so our goal at the beginning of the semester was we wanted to create a solid gameplay experience together, pretty much. And so that's what we definitely accomplished, I feel like, throughout the semester. We set our goals, and from our burn down, we pretty much met our goals and met them right on time. So we're pretty happy with where we ended up with this. The game looks great, and a lot of the gameplay there is pretty solid. So yeah. So in terms of supporting us, though, you pretty much just keep in touch, because as you know, we all go our different ways. The game industry is really small, so keeping up contacts and just is really goes a long way, because who knows when we'll run into each other again. Yes.
Are you going to post the soundtrack on YouTube?
We'll have to ask our.
Already.
Yes, it is a bumpin' soundtrack.
It is a moment soundtrack. Okay, that's all the time we have. Thank you so much.